today my the talk is quite simple because I'm only touching upon one aspect of stress reduction. How do we do that? I'm not touching upon many things. What I thought, probably I'll take it as under different sessions altogether to see like what are the various ways and strategies you can adopt to really reduce the stress. So very good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for joining. Right, today the topic I feel is quite important for two reasons. Reason one, because I think we are all in an elevated state of stress for the past 1.5 years due to the pandemic and due to the various reasons, due to the various results that has come because of the pandemic. Secondly, we are all otherwise kind of stressed for our own personal reasons as well, apart from the lifestyle reasons. It could be probably due to unemployment, or it could be probably due to the death of a loved one, or it could be probably due to losing the job, the financial crisis, or it could be due to inability to move out and have the freedom to go around the spaces. That could be one, or probably due to you're not really experiencing the pleasure of having a break from your day-to-day routine, not experiencing that pleasure. So reasons could be anything, innumerable reasons. So we are all in a kind of an elevated stress from the normal time to what we have been earlier, and from 2020 April to what today to what we have been earlier. The stress levels have definitely increased in all of us. That is the first thing. There are various ways. If you're really looking to how do we reduce the stress, there are various ways of reducing the stress. But today, I thought my class is going to be very short. Probably I'll encourage more questions, and I'll encourage more interactive sessions, more interactive time, and my class is going to be very, very short, wherein I'm just going to give probably 5 to 6 strategies, and before that, why these strategies work. I'll also like to give an explanation. The first thing we have to understand, whenever we feel stressful, when I say stressful, the stressful can have impacts at various levels. It could be at a physical level, where my heart is beating very fast, or I have butterflies in my stomach, or I have palpitations, or I'm sweating, or I'm restless. Or it could be at the emotional level, where I feel so sleepless, I'm not able to eat, there is a burning sensation in my stomach. Or it could be at a behavior level, wherein I'm eating too much, or I'm not eating at all, or I'm irritated for every small reason that comes to me, or I just don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be all to myself. I prefer loneliness. So it could be at 3 different levels: at a physical level, at an emotional level, or at a behavior level. And they are not different. In fact, they're all connected, interconnected. So to just give a clarity, the body and mind are interconnected with each other, especially with respect to stress. With respect to stress, we have a cranial nerve called the vagus nerve. This vagus nerve, it runs from the brain and 80% to different parts of the body, and it is the longest nerve in the body. This longest cranial nerve, 80% is connected to the heart and to the gut. That is to your stomach. To your stomach. That's why when you feel stressed, when you feel stressed out, you find a major change in your heart. That heart is beating pretty fast and you're not able to control it. Or you feel palpitations. You say, I have butterflies in my stomach, and you feel palpitations. You feel palpitations. So this particular aspect of gut, heart, and the brain, we are going to talk only about these 3 things today, and how are we going to get the control. So, so when a body detects threat around us, let me tell you why the body detects threat around us. Uh, because most of the times I have to bring in a evolutionary perspective. I keep mentioning this often, but still it needs to be mentioned again and again because this is what it is. We are so much used to, the body and the mind are so much used to detecting the threat around us. Let us say I lost a job. I start thinking, how do I manage my family? I start thinking, will my family starve to death? I start thinking, how am I going to take care? Or let us say a student has failed in the examination. What is my career? And what does my friends think about me? Is it not shameful? Is it not an insult? Or how do I move ahead in life? I'm lost there. Or probably an issue with the relationship. This lady or this guy has left me or left me and we have parted ways because of a divorce or because of a breakup or because of any reason. So there is an ego hurt. I say, how dare that person leaves me or I leave the person, and how bad it would be before that I could not continue this relationship. There is a guilt feeling. Or probably you wanted to do something better, you couldn't do something and you felt an insult. So in a waking up hour span of 24 hours minus your 8 hours of sleep, there are situations that can pose a threat to your existence, that can pose a threat to your existence. Whenever there is a threat to the existence, the body and the mind are on high alert. They are on very high alert. So the chemicals are just pushed into the body to make you more alert. That is the reason why even if you watch James Bond movies or whatever typical movies that show a higher strength during a threatful situation, wherein the hero or the lead actor comes and lifts the car, wherein in normal moments it is not possible because the whole energy goes on to that particular activity wherein you can either escape from that situation or you can help yourself in the situation, the whole activity. And when people are really they are trying to protect themselves, they get an enormous strength. Where do they get the strength from? They get the strength from because all the stored energy in the body, all the stored, the basic things like the urinary system, the reproductive system, the gut system, they're all closed. The whole energy is focused on the parts that are needed to protect yourself, so the whole energy is diverted to that particular thing. So whenever there is a stress, the body is on high alert, and you want to somehow escape from the situation or you want to fight the situation. So because these alarm mechanisms are inbuilt in the body, so the body keeps looking out for stress. So even if there is a small threat to the survival or to the existence, we start panicking, and there is a stress element that is actually developed in the body. This is the first thing. Let us try to understand the background, the foundation of why we feel stressful, because it is very natural animal instinct that we want to avoid the stress, we want to feel safe, we want to feel protected, we want to feel better, as simple as that. So today my class is going to be on this vagus nerve, which is actually one of the blessings to the human being, wherein it helps in the relaxation and brings your body from a highest state of stress. It relaxes the body. So the vagus nerve is very, very important. So today we are going to talk of the strategies we can build in to really activate this vagus nerve, and increase the tone of the vagus nerve. With 80% of it is connected from the gut to the heart to the brain. So this cranial nerve, how do we activate this cranial nerve and bring down the stress or bring down the stressful thing that elevated stress that we otherwise face in the body? Today we are going to talk about that. So coming back to like what exactly we need to do and how do we do that? Let me now bring in. So I'm sure you all understood what do I mean by the vagus nerve. Vagus nerve is the longest cranial, it's the longest nerve in the body that is connecting the brain to the body. To put it in very simple terms, because I know pretty well that I don't have all the science students here. I only have the enthusiasts to understand. All my classes are based on that thought that I have enthusiasts to understand the body, the mind, and the strategies to really control the body and the mind. So coming back to my talk again, this is the longest nerve. This longest nerve helps the most in the relaxation of the body, because the heightened, elevated stage of your body and the mind can be reduced, can be brought down if the vagus nerve tone can be increased. So how do we do that? How do we do that? So these are the strategies I'm going to talk. After that, we're going to take all the questions, in fact. So the most important thing that we need to understand, vagus nerve is super activated. It relaxes your body first through the breathing. How does it work? How does the breathing work? Because the mind has an ability to focus on one thing at a time. Mostly, I don't say 100% you cannot focus, but predominantly you can focus on one single activity at a time. Breathing is one of the most important activities that you can really practice when the body is in heightened state of stress. Here, I'm not taking a class on the precautions of how to avoid stress. That is already I've taken once in my Science of Happiness. I'm only talking about already the body is in a state of stress. So how do you reduce that state of stress in the body? So first thing, breathing. The most beautiful, important strategy that one can follow is breathing. So how do you do that? I'm giving you a count of per minute. Try to take, when I say one breathing cycle, I mean the inhalation, the pause, exhalation. A little pause, inhalation, pause. Try to take 6 breaths per minute. This is the count we are looking at. 6 breaths per minute. So when I say a breathing cycle, let me come again. Let us say the inhalation, you are taking it at a count of 4, like hold the breath for at least 5 count, for a count of 5. Exhalation. This is an important step that really helps you in relaxing, and exhalation should be longer than the count of inhalation. Let us say you are taking it, again depends upon your lung capacity. Let us say you are taking an inhalation for a count of 4, hold it to a count of 5, practice it and bring it down to a count of 6 or 7. Exhalation should be to a count of 6 or 7. The breathing has to be pretty slow, deep, long, and ensure that the exhalation is much on a longer count than the inhalation and the staying back count. And another thing what you have to notice, we call it as the abdominal breathing. Why are we doing this? As I told you, the vagus nerve is connected to the abdomen, to the gut, to the heart, to the brain. When you are relaxing the specific parts, it sends a signal to your brain that you are relaxed, you're fine, you're okay, there is no issue, there's no threat. By pulling in more oxygen, at times when you're holding the breath, you might find little more heartbeats. Don't worry about it, but start practicing this. This is quite important because this is the way you can actually move in. So we call it abdominal breathing. When you are inhaling, you need to expand your rib cage. You need to expand your abdomen. This is the strategy. This is the technique that you are following here. Expand your rib cage and expand your rib cage, expand your abdomen and rib cage, and inhale, hold, and then exhale. Very deeply, slowly, and do so. Practice this. It is just not during the stress. You please practice it every day, at least for 3 to 4 minutes. And when there is a stress, it becomes easy for you to pull in that strategy. To pull in that strategy. By doing so, the vagus nerve gets activated. It gets activated, and when it is activated, you know that, yeah, you are ready, and the whole elated stress of the body and the mind eventually it comes down. It cools down. You're more calmer. You feel better. You feel better. So this is the first strategy that I want you all to follow. Start practicing breathing. Breathing is pretty important. Slow, deep breath. The inhalation is at a little shorter count, pause, and an exhalation is little at a longer count, because exhalation is the most important technique here. If you are holding in for some time, it becomes easy for you to exhale for a longer time. So that is the first technique that I want you all to follow. The second one is take some water, put it in the mouth. You do the gargling, but with a long, loud sound. I'm sure that you all know, like, how do you gargle when you have a throat infection, when you're infected onto your throat or onto something. Doctors usually prescribe, put in some salt and then, gargle the water, lukewarm water, and then take it to the throat and then make the sound. Do that. Put the water, take it in, gargle it louder, or sing loudly. If you like singing, sing loudly. What really happens when you are singing loudly or when you are gargling, the vocal cords are activated, which in turn stimulates, because there is a passage of this vagus nerve. It stimulates the vagus nerve. That is the second strategy. That is a third, 2 and 3 strategies. Either you gargle, you put water, and then start gargling louder. There has to be sound when you do that. There has to be sound. There has to be activation of this particular area has to be activated. And second thing, most important thing, sing loudly at the top of your voice, which will activate the vagus nerve that is actually passing through, which relaxes your body. And next is the foot massage. And it's not a hard massage. It's a very gentle but a firm massage. Can just go with the foot, activating the toes and then the middle part, which again activates the vagus nerve. This is the fourth strategy you can follow. And this is a very interesting strategy. Take a cold water. Ensure that you don't have flu or something. That precautions, that's something that you need to take for yourself, that you don't have any allergy towards the cold water and all this stuff. Take some cold water. Immerse your face, especially the forehead and the eyes, and at least 2/3 of the cheeks. This particular portion, immerse in the cold water. It activates the vagus nerve. It goes and decreases the heartbeat. When you're so much stressed out, it decreases the heartbeat. And I'm sure most of you would have noticed, when you're really tired, just splash some water onto your face. There is a change. You feel relaxed because the whole thing, it has an impact. So take the cold water and immerse especially the forehead, the eyes, and 2/3 of the cheeks, and put it into the cold water. Put it and take it off. By doing so, you are again activating the vagus nerve, which would be decreasing the heartbeat. And the next important thing, when you're really stressed, you don't want to eat, but try to eat fiber food, especially the good fiber, the food rich in fiber. Have that, because when you are eating the fiber food, it stimulates the vagus for the brain to slow down, because the gut takes the whole energy, because if you notice, when you have a full meal, you feel drowsy. Why is that so? Why do you feel drowsy when you have a full meal? You feel drowsy when you have a full meal because the blood flow is more focused onto the gut, and the whole. So eat some good meal which is rich in fiber, which is quite nutritious, which is quite nutritious, which again activates the vagus nerve. It makes you feel safe. It makes you feel safe. I always say this to people whenever, because the first thing when you're, what do you mean by threatened? Getting threatened from the environment, you don't feel safe. You don't feel safe. You feel threatened. And when do you feel safe? When you, let us say you have a lovely meal and then you have full meal, which you're full, absolutely full. You feel cool, peaceful, happy, peaceful. Why is it so? Because the safety norm is given to the brain, making you feel that, yeah, you are safe, you're comfortable, you're happy. This is something. So eating, you can strategize on your eating. You can do, if possible, also do a lot of physical activity if you can do. And most important thing, though you don't feel like laughing, tickle your senses. Let somebody come and tickle you and then improve your mood sense. And that is going to actually stimulate the vagus nerve again. Because whenever you feel happy, the vagus nerve is obviously stimulated. It helps you relax. So smiling and often feeling happy for the small things in life, feeling grateful for the things in life. And then most important thing I keep often mentioning again and again in all my classes, most important thing, developing consciously to see the happy moments in life. Each one of us, the sad moments you can count on fingers. Happy moments, they're innumerous. So start counting on that. Make a journal, make a record. Make a journal of how many happy moments you have seen. Because unfortunately, no culture on the globe has taught that you need to consciously be happy of life, because evolutionarily we are only taught when there is a threat, feel threatened. When there is an issue, feel threatened. We are not taught how to be happy. We are not taught. That is not the way we've been groomed all our lives. So all the times we are only looking out for threats, we are looking out for problems, we are only trying to safeguard ourselves. But how many times do we really attempt to be happy? So my Science of Happiness classes, the whole intent is that I want to really consciously bringing the ideology of happiness into every mind. And at the end of all my sessions, I want at least people to become so conscious that being happy and noticing happiness and becoming conscious of the happiness is something that we are looking at. So check out for things that can make you happy use all your five senses. I keep telling this again and again. Use your eyes, use your touch, use your nose, use your tongue, use all this five just to see how many beautiful things that you can see in a day-to-day life. So with this, I end my class. So the whole class was on activating the vagus nerve. And because vagus nerve, I give a small summary of it. All the techniques. The first technique is the breathing. The second technique is like have gut full of good food and have fiber rich food. And the third one we have spoken about the cold water immersion. The fourth one we have spoken about how do you goggle the water with the vocal cords and activate them. And fifth one is the loud singing. And sixth, there are many more activities, but especially with related to vagus nerve. These are the activities that we can adopt. We can adopt and consciously see how many things can really make us happy. So with this, I end my session and I would like to take the questions.
Sister, thank you so much for your emerging topics today. Can you please repeat the cold water techniques?
Yeah,
I want to listen more.
Okay. Cold water technique is simple. Take a widened bowl with cold water, and because the vagus nerve, it starts from the brain, the forehead, the eyes, and at least 2/3 of the cheek. 2/3 of the cheek, immerse in the cold water. Take it off. Just put it for some time till you can bear. Take it off. Immerse in the water. Take it off. By doing so, it decreases the heart rate. It decreases the heart rate because when you are in stress, the heart rate is increased. So by putting up this cold water, by adopting this cold water technique, you put it up and then take it off, put it up and take it off. You're active, you're decreasing the heart rate and you're making the whole body more at peace. Got it, Noor?
Yes, thank you so much. Another one that is foot massage. So how can we do that? Actually, can you please show some example of doing so?
What is that? I'm sorry, I didn't get your question.
Foot. We can. Okay. I took another things that is I have here that is foot masses. As we know
Yeah,
that foot by foot by feet actually every
yeah,
connection are available through into the brain. So how can
yeah.
we do that to uh, to clear the blood circulation as well as to keep the mind peace?
I think a foot massager would give a better answer than this because I'm not a professional in that. So, but I think I can definitely say something. I think the most important thing is like put your foot in the warm water and then because
Okay.
all the nerve endings are put up near the foot. So and onto it ends onto
Yes.
the
Yes.
toes and probably taking up to the surface areas to the toes. That is something I think that probably can do. But I think I'll keep this. Let me see if there is some documentation proof of that because we all do it very casually and we are not professional massagists to really I mean to give a technique, a step-wise technique on how to do that. But still, I think that is a general thing that we keep doing. So I let me just see if I can find a document on the steps on the best relaxation through the foot massage. I'll just see if I can find something. I'll send it to you.
Well, actually, today I'm asking so many questions. Actually, this is very interesting. That's why I'm asking another
Yeah,
question. That is last, last question today.
no problem.
That
You can
is
ask me as many as
actually
possible.
I
Yeah.
have a like insomnia problem. That is sleeping problem.
Mm-hmm.
For the different kinds of duty and different kinds of time zone and different kinds of program are available
Yeah.
till the midnight. So I have to
Yeah.
attend all those. So for that reason, insomnia problem is going on. So can you please share some techniques of how can I do a peaceful sleep? I did some meditation, but it doesn't work actually. Maybe I
Uh,
didn't do it properly.
yeah. See, Noor, there are two things. One is like, uh, I mean, what is your regular work hours? Like, what do you do? I know you are taking up a lot of webinars during the late evening hours and the evening hours. I understand that, but otherwise, like morning hours, like how are you put up? How are you scheduled otherwise?
Well, every single day, if I start my day from 9 a.m. and
Mm-hmm.
to the 1 and 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I just took only 6 hours as it is routine. That's 6 hours sleep. I did that, but the routine wise, I didn't take my sleep properly. That's my main reason to take a deep sleep or take a sound sleep.
My question to you, like, has it increased after this webinars, after the webinars, or are you like this right from day one?
No, no. After the webinars or any I'm engaging in so many activities. That's the reason for that actually.
So you need to decrease your ambitions. That's the first thing. Because the reason why the reason why I tell you this, let me tell you. I know
No,
that.
actually, actually I'm high fascination of doing such kind of activities to learn more because this time if I learn more, so I can invest those from the next. Because as I know, that is COVID is a one kind of devastating time for us, as well as some opportunities are huge opportunities for
Yes.
youth. So I just utilize those things. There's a reason, and that's make me like create so many
Like
problems.
what I would rather suggest, because I'm very clear of certain things. Let me be. I'll tell you. I give you my example, like how I maintain. Though I do have a lot of webinars, I mean, in the late night, I usually don't attend because I know pretty well because there are certain things that I need to do in the next day. That is the first thing because what really happens if the wear and tear on the body and the mind is huge, in the long run it can have impacts on the lifestyle diseases, like you might I mean it might get into diabetes or it might get into the blood pressures or it might get into something else. So that is the first thing. Secondly, like let us say that, like, if you are a kind of a, at least what I would suggest, do these things, I mean, whenever, because that is what has happened during the pandemic, because a person who has lost the job has lost the job, and for almost 1.5 years the person is not able to earn. The kind of stress has actually been elevated, so the whole body and mind is in an elevated state of stress, which is not coming down. Because how that you need sleep, because during sleep there are certain metabolisms that take place in the body, which repairs your body, which repairs your body. So when you are not giving that time to sleep, when you are not giving that time to sleep, then definitely it is a problem. Secondly, let us say that most of the people who do not sleep, the problems are very simple. I mean, unless until it is a very, very serious chronic insomnia problem. Otherwise, like the reasons are very simple, because rather than sleeping on the bed, they find ways to indulge into activities wherein there can be divergence. Let us say this webinar is done, and after that you are with Brother Femi's webinar. And after Brother Femi's class, it's, let us say, Bangladesh time, it is around 11:30 or so. And after that, you are little busy looking at what to do, and then probably on your social media for another 1.5 hours more time. Then after that, probably somebody says, you see that and you're excited, you answer. So by the time you finish all this cycle, it is around 2:30 in the morning, and you hit the bed in the morning at 2:30. Is this what happening to you?
That's bitter true.
I know very well how it works. So this is what happens, because once the webinar is done, even if you want to do something, you can do in the morning, but see that there are no diversions. First, keep the phone away. Keep the phone away, or keep the laptop away, which is actually diverting you. That is the first thing that you need to understand. Secondly, whenever, because most of the people, I know that they say they don't get sleep and they would be in the living room, they would be in some other room. That is one thing. Or they would be doing work in the bedroom, because when you are when a room is meant for a specific purpose, because when we start utilizing it for day-to-day activities, otherwise the space and the environment which can actually stimulate us to do an activity, that comes down. This is something I often keep telling people. Don't use your bedroom as your study room. Don't use your bedroom as your living room. Bedroom is meant to sleep, and use it as a bedroom. I don't even advise people putting up a TV or some other device that can divert the attention in the bedroom. Because bedroom is meant to sleep. The very environment should put you to sleep. But what usually happens on the bed, we are so much used to doing activities that the very purpose of that room is lost. So I think we need to give the dignity and respect to the space of utilization, which is very important. Space of utilization. The reason, and yes, we do this, we only do this. We don't do anywhere else. We don't do it anywhere else. So stop yourself from the diversions. Stop yourself from the diversions, and don't seek out opportunities thinking that I don't get sleep, because this is the general mindset of a person who doesn't want to go to sleep. The person thinks, I'm not getting sleep, let me just watch a movie. I'm not getting sleep, let me just listen to some music. I'm not getting sleep, let me just browse through the social media. Don't wait for those opportunities. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes and probably put some light music, onto something, and then just close your eyes. Your intent, and I also suggest this, don't put on the music that has lyrics, because lyrics can again divert your attention. Let us say it is a very sad number, or it is a very romantic number. Your mind starts again working on it, thinking about it. Go for the music that more has instrumental, that doesn't have anything. Just go for something wherein there is no correlation on your cognitions. You're just only using the listening process. You're not interpreting it, you are not comprehending it, and use that. So that is the second technique that I can tell you. Just put in some soft music and then instrumental piece, and don't, and the most important thing, let the space utilitarian value be restored. Don't make your bedroom a living room, and don't make your living room a bedroom. Don't do that. I think with these small restrictions, I think you can bring in. And most important thing, because you feel, anyways, when I'm really tired, I can sleep and I can wake up. But what you are not understanding, the wear and tear, because the body needs that specific time to restore. When you don't give that time to restore, it is as good as a machine. What will happen when you're running the machine continuously? in a very short time you lose out, because now you might not understand because you're quite an youngster. See, all these things start showing off at 40 plus. If they do definitely start showing off at 40 plus. So I think to restore the body, to maintain the body, to see that to maintain it to the 40 plus is also again our most important responsibility, which we can never deny. Clear, no?
That's really clear. I got the message, and definitely I will do by today.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I'd like to take a few more questions if there are any. If there are any questions, I would like to take.
Maybe I cover all the questions. That's why.
That's okay. I keep telling if people are not asking, I don't hear Raj today. Usually I expect at least one question from Raj. Yes, Raj. Raj, I think there seems to be some connectivity issue. I'm not really able to.
Yes, network is not friendly.
No. Raj, can you please put your question in the chat box?
And I'm just, I have a question.
Yeah, please. If I don't hear a question from you, I would be surprised. If I'm hearing, I'm not surprised.
Dr. Okay. Yeah, Dr. Kavita, I have a question. Like, everybody has a body clock.
Yeah.
And is it true? Is it true that the body clock for everybody, every individual on the earth is different? Because some people, if you wake them up very nervous, put up a question like this.
Okay.
So, the body clock, we all are going according to our body clock, and if we go against the body clock, we can spoil our health on it. Is it true? Just to know that.
Okay. So your question is on the sleep and wake up cycles, are they different for different people, and do we follow that? Is that your question? I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Right. Yeah. See, the first thing we need to understand here, Raj, we call it the circadian rhythm. Okay. The circadian rhythm is more to do with your environment. Okay. Like the sunlight, and it's mostly related to the sunlight. Okay. That is the reason why when you're traveling from east to west or west to east, you have definitely an issue with the sleeping patterns. Okay. So, and why it is with the sunlight, let us try to understand. Okay. Because we train our body right from an infant stage to give it some work, to give it an action in a 24-hour span, to an amount of sleepness and to an amount of wakefulness. As simple as that. Babies, if you notice, the infants sleep for almost around 14-15 hours. Right? Yes or no, Raj? Hello?
Yes, Dr. Kavita.
Yeah. I was just wondering if you're listening or not. Yeah. So that is something that we train. And then as an infant is growing, the infant wants to indulge as a milestones, will be indulging into various activities. So the waking up hours is eventually increased and the sleeping hours is decreased. So how is that happening? That is related to the environment and related to the nurturing that we give to the body. So each person is definitely different. And many people who work on night shifts, these people who work on night shifts, though the sunlight is on, they can still sleep in the morning gracefully and
I think there is a network issue. I thought my network is not working on that, so I leave it and join again. So I said, with the sister is not there.
No, brother, just wait. I think there's some connectivity problem. Just wait
Yep.
one minute. Maybe it will be solved.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, sister's back.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Actually, I don't know. There is some update that has come in Zoom and it got disconnected. I don't know the reason why. Coming back to my question, like most of the biological clock is more related to the environment, to the light and the dark signals, to light and the dark signals. So I mean, I will not give a big scientific reason here, but definitely I can say that when the sunlight creeps in, that we know that it is time to wake up, we need to do the work. When the dark sets in, we know that it's the time to sleep. So each circadian cycle is different from person to person based on their lifestyle. Generally, it is common for everybody. But if there are any specific things that we do, then that change definitely isn't. Then there is a difference, because when a person is on a night duty, the bio clock is something that really changes a bit. But it does not accept it so immediately, but it does change a bit after some time. Am I clear, Raj?
Yes, Dr. Kavita, very much clear.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, are there any more questions? So if there are no questions, then can we call this a day? Can I close it?
Actually, there is a question. There is a question, actually. Maybe someone raised his or her hand.
Yeah, please.
Dr. Jewel, you can ask your question, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. This is my question. Every day we feel stress. What would be the best thing to do to lessen or avoid stress at work or at home?
Okay. I think the first thing that, thank you so much, Dr. John. The first thing I think the first thing that we need to understand, first, restructure the lifestyle. I think that is pretty important. In a specific way, the 24.
I'll buy you a big car on your birthday, beta.
The 24-hour span.
Don't worry. Emiru will have a big car on his birthday.
Yes, Raj, we'll also support your son with a big car. Yeah, I'm really
sorry. I'm so sorry, actually. I'm with my son and I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Dr. Joel, I'm sorry, actually. There was a crosstalk. Yeah. So I mean, first thing is restructuring the day. In a day, I strongly feel that at least there has to be a half an hour's time for the body and mind to relax. That can depend on what is your way of relaxation. To me, singing is a way to relax. To me, listening to music is a way to relax. To me, meditation is a way to relax. So each person has a way to relax. So you need to think what makes you more at peace, or probably your favorite hobby that involves you, because in positive psychology, there is a concept called the flow. When you are in the process of a flow, the whole mind and body is definitely relaxed to a great extent. When I'm listening to some music, which I love to listen, and I don't feel any diversions that come in between, I'm totally into listening to that music, I feel relaxed after half an hour's time. Or probably listening to something more humorous. If you are a fun-loving kind of a person, probably listening to more humorous thing. Or probably if you have a hobby of something, then indulge into that hobby. So ensure that half an hour in a day is your me time, and don't compromise on that, no matter how difficult the day is. Because when I hear day to day I'm on stress, I can understand that the ways of relaxing or bringing the body back to its normal level from an elevated heightened level is not happening much. The stress that has been day one is carried on to a certain extent at day two, because even if the sleep is not so proper, it is carried on. So it is a cumulative stress that is happening. So it becomes important on our part to ensure that half an hour's time in a day, we are doing some activity, some hobby, something that really makes us feel so glad and so happy. That is the first thing. The second thing, and let us say there are situations when I say this, I don't mean, you might ask me a question like, when I'm so stressed and worried, how can I relax? My mind doesn't permit me to relax, and I cannot really do that. So, how do I do that? So, here, under this situation, I'll have three options to you. Option one, there are three things in life that one has to put up any situation into. One situation that one can control. Second one, situation that you cannot control, that is not within your locus of control. And the third one, the situation that is disturbing you, but still because of some societal pressure, because of some reason, and you don't have the guts, you don't have the courage, you don't have that strength to really come out of that situation that is troubling you. These three could be the reasons. So you need to understand, when the situation is stressful, when the situation is really stressful, is the stress really real? Is there something that I can do to control this? And when you can give your best to see that you are controlling the situation that is creating the stress. That is one. Case two, you cannot do much. Somebody is shouting at you, somebody is backbiting you, somebody is not good to you. That is not your problem, that is their problem. Because most of us, we feel bad. The person has been talking bad about me, so I'm totally stressed. They talking on you it's not your problem. But definitely when your child comes and tells you that I'm hungry and just feed me something, when you don't give food to a little one, then that is the problem that you need. That is something that is within your control. So we need to understand things that are in control that is giving us stress, because we are not putting our best efforts to see that we are solving the problem. And situation two, the things that are not in control is not the big problem.
You want ice cream? Which one? Yeah. It's okay, Nuna, wait.
The third one is like, let us say, I see this often.
Take it, just wait.
I often see people struggling with relationships because they cannot be in the relationship, but they struggle day in, day out, get abused day in, day out, emotionally, physically. There is a lot of mental torture. They're not able to come out of the relationship because somebody would think bad, or they don't want to hurt, or some reason. The things that you cannot control, but still you want to be in that situation. Probably a job that does not fit your skills, that does not fit your interest so much, but you are doing so much to be into that job, that again can create a stress. I think any given situation in life, one is having the me time wherein you relax and bring back your body metabolism with a good sleep. That is the first thing. Second thing, try to categorize the stress triggering activity into one of these three things and have the courage and guts to take a wise decision. Like, this is troubling me, and why do I need to be in this? Have the guts and abilities to do that. And things that you can control, see that you are putting your best to see that you are able to give your best there, so that stress is reduced. Things that you are not in your control is not your problem. That is somebody else's problem that you cannot control. I think when we start looking at life, with this perspective, there is a way that we can reduce the stress. Did I make sense, Doctor?
Yes, ma'am. Very informative, and it really helps me a lot, because as we all know, we think a lot in the times of pandemic, in the times of our work, in daily living, and it makes us stress sometimes, and it is for us to and how to handle it correctly. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So are there any more questions that you want me to answer? Yes. Francisca, yeah. Can I,
yes, hello. Right? Yes, sure. One moment. Well, good morning from Mexico, and I don't know, it's good evening. I would like to ask you, well, if you can help me, because, here with the pandemic times, my students are going through a tough time, and I'm worried about them because they are, even though they are pretty young, they constantly tell me that they feel very blue, they feel miserable. And unfortunately, in my university, we don't have a special team for psychologists to help them. I'm a teacher, so when I talked to my boss, he told me, "No, it's your business. I mean, try to find a solution to help them." Well, this is a private school, so it's pretty difficult, and this is causing me stress as well because I'm also here at home. I have a teenager son, and I will follow all your pieces of advice for sure because I really need to feel relaxed. Okay, but what should I do to help my students? Because this morning in Mexico I had 2 sessions with them, and I asked them, "Do you feel better?" "No, ma'am, I feel terrible. I don't wanna die. I don't wanna live any longer. I just wanna die." And they are like 17, 18 years old. And I have told them, right, to relax, to listen to their music, go for a walk, but they don't want to do anything. What, what can we do? Help, this can help me.
I see some there. I see that students seem to be. I'm not sure. It's only a probability I'm talking of. Like probably they are in a state of depression is something that I understand. So I mean, it's not so easy to give a solution. Probably, I think with Queen Nadia's support, I think if we can have a Zoom call with your students, probably on the mental health day or so, wherein we have only students, wherein they can put forth the problems. I think all of us would be more interested to talk to them, to tell them, to advise them, because whatever I say, because each student has a reason to feel bad. Some might feel bad for some X, some might feel bad for some Y, some might feel bad because probably the parents have lost a job, or some children might feel bad because probably there is a financial crisis and they're not able to. Some are feeling bad because probably their loved ones have left them. It could be any reasons. So there are multiple reasons to really attend to. So one single solution to this might not really help, but definitely if the students can be brought into a Zoom call, I think that will be more clearer, because whatever I say now, it might not reach to a major situation. But probably if you could just check out with them, like what exactly is troubling them, probably get a majority of the solution from them. What is troubling them? Is it because they feel a financial crunch? Is it because they are not able to meet their peers, or is it because it could be any reason? Let us try to get an average majority reason, and that way it would be better for us to give a authentic solution to that. But right now, because without knowing the background, like why somebody is feeling bad or why somebody is in blue, like we can't really give a solution that can meet up to the real. I mean, we cannot assess the problem now. The whole issue is the assessment of problem itself is a challenge at this given situation. I think either as a teacher, probably you can find out what is troubling them. Take probably, you can make I would give a suggestion. Make a rubric. You can probably write 4 to 5, 6 to 7 situations based upon the cultural conditions there. It could be parents losing a job, or it could be domestic violence at home, or it could be the peer pressure or not able to meet the peers, or it could be academic challenges. It could be something. So write around 5 to 6 or 6 to 7 concerns, and then give it to each student. Ask them to take. I think once you get me, let us say you have a class. How many students you have in the class, ma'am?
It's like a private lesson, just 2 or 3, no more, because it's like a summer course. And we have freedom to talk about whatever we want, because they feel confident with me, so they tell me, I mean, they ask me for help, but they really feel in despair. Most of them have told me that they feel lonely. Is the keyword. Yeah, they feel lonely.
You can think
they don't feel heard by their family.
Yeah. Yeah, this is something that we need to take a talk to the parents as well as to the students. I think one thing what you can do is after the class probably arrange you see that if they can arrange some conference calls or some video conferencing calls wherein they get to see each other, have some time wherein they can share some jokes or probably create some theme parties. This is what I keep often telling students. Arrange some theme parties, wear some color, same color, have fun, share some jokes, I mean, probably have certain things just to relax. I think that is something that you can implement for sure.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, my dear sister.
Yes, I just arrived. Sorry, I was listening from the beginning, but I was in my car. I couldn't intervene. This is very interesting. I want to say to our sister Francesca, yes, Francesca, what I propose to you is to bring your students to this classroom with Dr. Kavita, so they can ask exactly what they are living, because Dr. Kavita is also a big psychologist, and you will also invite them in our course. Just after the course of Dr. Kavita, we are going to the transpersonal psychology. It means that you will understand how the spirit is working, and today we are also teaching, Professor Olwafemi is teaching the power of the spiritual experience, because as you know, everything that is happening in this world is only a projection of what you have in your mind. So Dr. Kavita is one of the biggest psychologists that we have, and we are giving she is with other psychologists from the world answering to the question of the bad, I don't know if I say it well in English, but we have the well-being and the bad being. We said that, bad being, I don't know. But when you are not feeling good and you have some problems or all that, you need to speak to some professional and exchange with them. The beauty of what we have created, it's the mental health clinic, which is the clinic of the people. It's open to everybody, and your experience and the experience of your student may help also the others who have not the possibility to speak about that because they are shy, or they are scared to be judged, or these kind of things. But Successful One Mental Health Clinic will help them and help you to understand them.
Yeah.
So I invite you to come to this classroom, to these things. Every Monday, as you know, Dr. Kavita is here to teach science of happiness and give some advices. Then after her, we have the transpersonal psychology, and we have the mental health clinic. I believe, Dr. Kavita, it's next week, this coming Sunday, I think. Yes, I believe that this coming Sunday. This coming Sunday, we are giving also a consultation for the people. So we invite you to join us and understand also how to answer to the problem your student.
Perfect. Perfect. I think we can also have an exclusive session only for the teens, for the adolescents, such that the specific problems can be answered.
Thank you so much. And well, I'm also asking you for help for me, because I'm also going through anxiety and insomnia, everything that all teachers all over the world are facing now. Definitely, I need your help. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
We need all help in this life.
Yes. Yes.
I believe we are all in the same problem.
Yeah, we are in the same. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I really think that we are all living the same things, because we are in the same consciousness, this collective consciousness. So we all have something, and we are learning from one another. And this is the beauty of this Academy of the People and this Clinic of the People. And we have wonderful psychologists and experts in mental health with us. They are teaching in the academy, and they are also answering to the question of the people. And Dr. Kavita is one of them.
Thank you so much. So I think
can't hear you, sister. You have no sound.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, I said
Yes.
thank you so much, and Brother Femi should be waiting as usual.
Yes, we have the other classroom. So we invite everybody to join us in the transpersonal psychology. Today we are learning the power of the spiritual experience, and it's just amazing. I love the Monday.
Thank you so much, sister. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kavita. I love your energy and this love that you are always giving. You are just amazing. We love you.
Thank you, love you all, and thank you so much for the class, attending my class, and then
Thank you so much, Dr. Kavita.
Thank you so much.
Also,
Thank you so much,
I want to thank
you, Dr.
someone who
Kavita.
is very dear to me, who is also with us today. He's Dr. Jeremiah Agbula, who is the CEO and founder of the College of Science and Technology. So he is with us, and I am very happy that he could join today. Thank you, Dr. Jerry, for being here with us.
Oh, can I speak now?
Yes, please.
Oh, thank you very much, Queen Nadia. It's a pleasure to have you. And I've been working with you for many years in Successful, in ADN, and I'm very proud to listen to Dr. Kavita. Dr. Kavita, you are a very interesting mind in the area of psychology, and I'm so much glad to hear you, especially that I'm just joining you now for the past 30 minutes of already hearing you. And very important attention that was given to the other lady who was asking regarding the, what do you call it, the student in our classes, you know. And I observed that you propose to have a junior class, a junior Zoom meetings, you know. That is very interesting because the psychology affecting the adults is quite different to the youngster. And when you can hear, I can understand the what they call it, the lady, who was that before? It's not Francisca, or the lady who was speaking before. She is feeling bad regarding because the student, some of them are actually lost and then thinking of suicide, and that is dangerous, you know. And if youngster can be thinking that the way they don't want to live again, that means there's some, maybe they have an influence from the environment where they are living. And I love your position whereby you say that well, it might be maybe problems at home, or problem with their peers, or problem with academic, you know, and they don't have somebody they can trust, they can discuss with. You see, it's very easy for the adult to be able to be open and embrace other, but it's quite hard for the youngster to be able to be open to themselves because they be afraid of being bullied, you know, you see. And it is very important that if the teacher can introduce those students to you, and we might decide to start what we call a junior class for the psychology for junior class, you know, thereby, because it's on the Zoom meetings, and I believe that they're very open to you. And I love what you said, where you cannot give a kind of a universal approach, because individual, we have different feelings, we have different takes, and we have, and for the youngs, you know, you don't know what is baffling them. You see, we cannot diagnose every psychological effect except we have a one-on-one discussion. And one-on-one discussion, you will know exactly what exactly is happening to this individual person, you know. Even though the two may be feeling they don't want to live again, but the two cannot have the same feeling at the same time. So there must be something that where maybe the lady say, I don't want to live again, but what happened at home? What happened in the academic? Maybe the other guy can be feeling, I don't want to live again. Then we can say, well, what has influenced that decision, you know? So
Absolutely. Yeah.
One may be academic, the other may be from the matrimonial home. You see, most children when they experience an unsettled home, whereby there's violence, you see, it affects them psychologically, and except they have an outsider to discuss with. You see, an outsider who they can trust, an outsider that is able to listen, you know. So I love your idea that we should have what we call a junior class for these kinds of our children, you know, very, very important. So when we can be able to catch them young, so that is good. Because when they join the class, don't mind if they are 3 or 4, the experience they be having, that same experience, they're going to invite their friends, because only 2 we got to know now. Maybe there are many more in their environment, in their towns or in their schools that will be having the same feelings, you know. So I love your idea, very interesting, and I'm very proud of you, Dr. Kavita. Even though today is my first time I'm seeing you. Well, I'm Professor Jeremiah here in Zurich, and we've been partner with the Social Work for many years. So I know you personally, and we've been together for many years. So
thank you.
To appear today just to have a look at you and to listen to you. And say that you are doing a great job.
Dear all, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but the Professor Olwafemi, he wants to hang me. So he's waiting. I know if I want to stay alive, I have to join him immediately.
Not only
so I invite everybody. So Daphne, you can say, you can answer, you can also ask your question or later to Dr. Kavita or in the classroom of Olwafemi, because they are one.
Yeah, sure. How do we join this other session? Your
okay,
queen, how would we join this?
I put in, I gave to Monira, so Monira will share that in the group. Monira, please share that in the group, please. And let's go to...
thank you.
Okay, Monira sister is not available, so I can share the link, no worry.
Please share in the group. Yes.
I can share.
Bye, everybody.
Hello,
thank you, Dr. Kavita. We love you so much.
Thank you. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Love you. Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Thank you, Dr.
Bye,
Kavita.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.